Is ya? Beep beep beep. Is ya?
My dears, do not be afraid, for I am here to help you. I do wonder how some humans put up with your voices. This should help you out, my friend.
What the hell was that? Wait, I can speak?
Oh my god, I can too!
Yo, can you imagine those moans though?
Well...
Mortals, you are both in a terrible situation, dealing with a being you have no comprehension of.
Yeah, we've been dealing with Sonics all day. I didn't realize there was so many.
I'm talking about him.
That scary Sonic when we first got here? I thought we dealt with him already.
This thing has been following y'all since you guys got away from him, and has only grown weaker, but angrier, more violent, and aggressive. It may be toying with y'all, but he has also goal to have you guys killed.
What? Wait, how do you know all this? How do you know any of this is happening? How do we know you're not with him? Have you been following us? Who are you?
Because I am his alter existence. It all started with nothing. A black, empty void with no such thing as existence. Except for him. A hyena. One that had been put into a deep sleep. It only had one purpose for his existence, and that was to start anew. It had served its purpose and fallen back into its creation, but not before releasing its final ounce of livelihood. My name is the Born, a love of life, creation, and beautiful energy. I had crash-landed into a different part of your reality, and started creating life of my own. In my youth, I had hoped for the forever, what you humans call a universe, would become. I hadn't been prepared for the ruin my existence would cause. An unspoken rule of one's existence that there is always another side.
When there's a good, there's always a bad. And in came the thing chasing for your life.
Its name was the Fallen. It had no thoughts or ideas. All it knew is that it needed to eat and survive. It traveled across the forever with many sights, and in came many ideas. It crash-landed on a small planet while in its infancy and lay dormant in its core. The last thing it saw was how empty it was, but as time came on, it became more natural, even roaming blood around. The smell of them had awoken it. Months went and people vanished. There was a predator, and they were its prey.
The land had been growing suspicious, believing it was done by the doctor in the area, even getting the attention of a certain hedgehog.
The Fallen had always admired this hedgehog. He was friendly, he was adventurous, and most importantly, he was a hero. Trust is what it needed to consume what it craves. It was a long night. The hedgehog looked and looked through the land, searching for the missing people, even realizing that many of the animals had disappeared too. Not a simple flicker in the sky or a bunny in the dirt. It ran for miles until it stumbled upon it. The hedgehog had never seen anything like it on this land, but he saw it as just another challenge. He ran towards it with full confidence and dedication, ready to take on another villain of the week, until it had warped his reality.
He knew something was off, but his mind was just as fast as his legs.
I've seen worse from that loser doctor, he shouted. There had been many close calls. The battle had felt like an eternity. The monster was taking one form after another. Sonic felt it getting weak. Like it couldn't lay a finger on him, and with one final blow, it was gone. It was just another hassle for the hedgehog. Nothing he hadn't seen before. And with a final word he said, "You are too slow." His body was worn as his suit. And as the time grew for it, he became close to being perfect. It started with the fox.
Sweet and innocent, feeling as if something was off in the land.
Looking for his friend, he stumbled upon dead animals. No child should ever see the sight of death. He knew he had to find his friend as fast as possible. He went through green hills and saw nothing but bodies. It felt like forever just to get past this awful sight. Things were wrong, so wrong, and then he saw it. His world went dark to bright. In a flash, he knew that thing wasn't Sonic, but he had no choice but to run. He felt trapped trying to find help, the heat sweating and slowing him down, and then he heard it. It had no mercy. It didn't matter if you were the oldest man to the smallest baby. If it was to satisfy its hunger, then it does what it takes. Next came the echidna. He couldn't put his finger on the strange feeling he had. Animals going missing, Sonic going missing, and now the fox. He knew something had to be done. He ran through the ends of Scrap Brain Zone, looking for the doctor. He knew he had something to do with this. However, the further he ran, the bloodier the floor got. He couldn't even look down from the disgust, and the smell was putrid. He was admirable like the hedgehog. He put up a fight, but the fun didn't last as long as he'd hoped. The doctor had been aware since the start. Clearly whatever it wasn't Sonic, but it showed abilities he'd never seen before, and he knew he needed to have it for himself. He went down to his lab, wanting to make a plan. If he knew he could use it for his personal gain, he would be the most powerful dictator in the universe. Things started to feel strange. His hallways and stairs got longer and longer. Blood showed up all over the walls, and his creations were destroyed to the floor. He made it to the end. This wasn't his lab. He knew it was here. So many souls to play with in so little time. I knew this couldn't go on any further. I had been too late. Everyone was swamped, and the island was burned to a blaze. In that moment, I looked at it face to face. We both knew this would take us out. collapsed into the land after banishing it from its reality. I knew it wouldn't wake up for a long time being badly damaged, and I had my hope wherever I sent it would no longer hurt innocent lives. I could not have been more wrong. In another life, it crossed along the galaxy, losing the facade of a hero knocked out cold and not knowing where it would end up. It crash-landed onto your world, marking the end of the Cretaceous period. It once again lay dormant into the Earth's core, and woke up years later when the blood came around. Many started going missing into the early 2000s, and I'm sure you can imagine why. It formed into likable things such as entertainment, animals, and humans. It targeted the vulnerable, those suffering from mental or sexual abuse, those with insecurities and declining health, and most importantly, children, the most trusting beings of existence. August 9th, 2011. Another slaughter on a kid just trying to buy a game. Luring him in with an adult-like form and then just eating away. It was during the feast when he had noticed what the boy had in his bag. It was a game of his favorite victim. It realized reality had multiple outcomes, multiple worlds. It harvested his true form into the cartridge to see what would happen. It took it home. It looked upon the grey, destroyed land, a mess that it caused, even finding the bodies of his playthings. It began its restorative creation, restoring the land to his liking, taking the facade of a hero. He craved even discovering the ability to reanimate his plaything, and harvesting the souls that roamed around the land. It started to show weird signs. It was more aggressive as time grew older. Its quills started to form crystals. He heard voices for years screaming and crying, but it didn't come from its soul. It came from its quills. There was something inside. It was another Sonic of its nature. It was like looking into a mirror. There was more of him with every soul he collected. There was another ounce of power in his body. For days it laid these crystals under the deepest part of the land. Every single EXE more sadistic than the last, giving it more power than I could handle. This was bad. The fate of the world in his hands. And his plans more sinister than his predecessors. He wanted not only the world, but every reality in existence, and to make every form of life obey him and continue his rotten legacy. He was unstoppable.
So let me get this straight. This thing is an interdimensional embodiment of evil.
Yes.
Who has been trying to survive all of its life.
Correct.
And he killed Sonic and his friends, who turned out to be real, or aren't in a game.
On the dot.
And he's the reason people went missing in the early 2000s.
And as of now, he has the power of the multiverse in his hands. Plans to create a cult-like following, enslaving everything, and become a worse version of Kim Jong-un?
In so many words, yes.
So what does that mean for our reality?
For the longest time, I thought it was the end of our existence. But there was only one sliver of hope.
Really? What is it?
You guys are his eternal demise for good. It grew stronger by the soul. Every entity collected from his pieces just fueled his energy. Plans were soon to be put into motion until something caught his eyes. It was a boy, rapping with another being. Confused but yet intrigued, it had never seen anything like this. It lasted 4 minutes when the song ended. So did a piece of him instantly. Felt an ounce of its power gone. Looked around, seeing more of these couples showing up, wiping out one monster after another simply for winning a song. It was dying, and dying fast. The body that gave himself power was now ending fast. But it wasn't going to let that happen. He went on a murdering spree looking for the source of these couples. In this life, if a source is to be killed, the rest of the altars will perish too. But even after so many lives were claimed, 1,000 more showed up, even hurting one y'all have encountered. There had seemed to be no hope for it until souls showed up. But they weren't from its spawn. It came from him. Confusion filled his mind until he realized the game he inhabited went from person to person, inhabiting its soul and existence. It was even found by a boy named Kyle while dumpster diving, and passed on to a boy named Tom, and soon to land on your doorstep. You couldn't resist as a big Sonic fan. You put the game in the console and played as the girl watching her, telling the events of what happened. Putting you in the issue that you guys are in right now. Your goal is to get out of here. If the source escapes their fate, then the rest of the counterparts will survive as
I
well.
don't mean to sound like a dick, but how do we know we can trust you? We've come across things that pretend to be good, only to turn out bad. Why should we trust you?
Because I'm the reason you guys are still alive.
What?
Who do you think was the one that stopped it from hurting you guys? Or even touching you to begin with? Who do you think gave you those rings or brought you to the sound test? You, my dear, were traveling through the realm while your boyfriend was facing the monsters. He was alone and tried calling out to you, but you couldn't comprehend my actual form, which is why I take the form you see before you. I even tried calling out to the boy during the fight of Fleetway. And during your last encounter, y'all fell to what should have been y'all's demise. I rest in your necklace, sweetheart, and bring you to where you are now. And who do you think put the emeralds in their spots? They were an extra precaution, because I knew this wasn't the end of your story. This ring is your ticket out of here, and one of these rows is an escape. You must find it, and for you, my dear, this is for your protection. My energy of hope will prevent the demons from getting to you guys, along with the ring, as he can't cross.
Wait, ma'am, you should come with us. If you kept us safe this whole time and know so much, you can take us to the end.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to come along.
Why not?
Because my time has come.